I don't understand how you lift 205-pound sheets of metal onto your table.
Well, there was this one time I did get caught underneath one, and the fire department did have to show up to get me out from underneath it. But they laughed first, and I did not call 911.
Who called?
Well, I did.
Were you like out of your bibs?
Actually, it was Chloe. It was Chloe that called. My daughter called. So I had her hand me the phone. I called the fire department directly. I didn't call 911 because everybody in town knows who I am. And I had just left the fire department too. So I called the station and I was like, hey, so I live like kind of across the street from you guys. So this is the thing.
So here's the dealio.
Under this piece of metal for like 45 minutes and I was trying to be incognito and he goes, is this Rae? And I was like, yes, yes it is. And he was like, we'll be there in a minute. I was like, no, you don't have to parade nothing, you know, just
lights, siren.
Couple of guys in a truck.
Yeah.
Get this right off me.
Right, captain's truck, just swing over quick.
No. Ambulance, fire truck, squad truck, everything. Walk in, surround me, and just like, how the hell did you get under there? I'm like, can we just talk about this after the metal comes off?
Did you end up on a gurney?
No, they went home. They went back to the station. Yeah. I have dropped the air compressor too. I did an air compressor.
So you just popped up and was like, what about apple critters?
Back to work.
Chops and
Back to work.
Welcome back to another episode of In the Aisles presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. I'm your unreliable host, Derek Bieri, and today I have a very awesome guest for you. It's going to be hard to describe because she does everything.
Yeah.
TV personality, metal artist, you're an author, you're a mama, you're a hot rodder, you do stunt riding, you do everything.
Yep.
So Rae Ripple is on the show. This is going to be a lot of fun. We've been chatting away for a long time now. And thanks for joining us. We're actually in your backyard, almost-ish.
Almost-ish, but this is where I'm from, so this technically is my backyard.
That's right. We were just talking a few minutes ago. We were listening to some sort of V-twin motorcycle ripping around and a Hellcat. And you said you used to do allegedly, some sort of racing around this area or something?
Yeah, so back when Fast and the Furious came out, everybody in the area thought we were all, Vin Diesel and all that. And so out here, I don't know if they still do it. I live in West Texas now, but we used to all meet up on Beach Street and do very legal street racing.
Just street light stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very legal street stuff, and then they shut a lot of it down because obviously there was causing accidents and a ton of people were showing up, and so it was like just couldn't.
Have you watched the Fast and the Furious 37 or whatever we're on now?
I think it's 48. Is it 48 now?
I don't even know.
I'm still on Tokyo Drift. I've been on Tokyo Drift. Haven't really passed.
I think that's the last one that I watched. Wasn't it some sort of American car? Japan or something.
Yeah, the dude that plays it, he has like a real thick Southern accent.
Yeah, kind of twangy. Yeah.
He was in All the Pretty Horses, where he was talking about getting struck by lightning.
Sure.
I don't know. You have to watch that show. It's a Texas thing. It's a Texas
lightning,
thing.
Horses. Yes. Yeah. Fast and the Furious. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun to be down in Texas, and every time I'm down in the state, it's always something fun and always something interesting. This state is huge.
Yeah, you can drive for days and still be here.
I've been in, I visited some friends in Bourne.
Yeah.
I think it's Bourne.
Bourne.
And then I learned today it's Bogota, Texas.
Bogota?
I'm
What's
trying.
that?
Listen, I'm trying to pronounce it right because I got in trouble for pronouncing it wrong. And then we're here in Dallas. We've been in Sacramento. We've been all over the place. But anyway, Texas is a beautiful state, and it's actually like, if you go to Four Corners, it feels like a different state.
Really?
All the way around, to me anyway.
Really?
You get like southern desert. You get like humidity, eastern foliage. You go north, you get like kind of the plains, Oklahoma feeling. West, you get kind of that Nevada, Utah, dry desert kind of feeling.
That's what West Texas, where I'm at.
Yeah. So are you born and raised West Texas?
Born and raised Texan, but I'm kind of a gypsy, so I moved a lot back and forth from Fort Worth, Dallas area to like Odessa. I don't claim Odessa, but Odessa. And then I ran away from here, ran away from home when I was like 15 years ago, and I've been stuck out in West Texas ever since.
All right, West Texan. So you've done so much. You're a youngin' already. You're younger than me, I believe. I'm not going to ask.
38.
Okay, well, you're younger than me. So you've done everything from firefighting to a tow truck driver to you've been a painter, an artist, and you finally kind of found your niche in metalwork. Specifically, you can weld. I'll give you that for certain. But plasma cutting, you are an absolute artist. And how did you figure this out? How did you end up there?
Well, so I'm a YouTube taught everything. Everything I know from YouTube. Basically, if there was an academy, I graduated from all of the classes on YouTube. And so like when I was a tow truck driver, I was like leaving the restaurant as a waitress to go full bore into driving a tow truck. At that same time, I was transitioning, trying to learn how to weld or teach myself how to weld. And at the time in the industry too, there was no females in it. It's very hard to get somebody to try to teach me how to weld, so I just started watching YouTube. Well, I found take it back. I had a 1989 F-150, and it was a pile of junk, but it wasn't because it was a Ford, because I'm a Ford girl, but it broke down.
Just an old truck.
Yeah, it broke down. It was an old farmer's truck. Paid like $1,000 for it. Broke down all the time, especially in a Family Dollar parking lot. So I just feel like that was cursed. I was always, every time I pulled into a Family Dollar, I would be there till 10 or 11 working on it.
I'm going to get some toothpaste and I'm going to work on this truck.
Yeah, for 4 hours.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's wrong with it. So I spend 4 hours on YouTube to find out. All I got to do is stick a screwdriver to this solenoid or whatever. And it just starts, how it goes. And so.
She already knows Roadworthy Rescue is a screwdriver.
Yeah, you just stick it on there and it starts. So I had to replace my steering column. Never done it before. Didn't even know you had to have a steering wheel puller for it. And one of my buddies would let me come to his shop to use his tools to work on this stuff. And so this is before I had my own equipment, and he was fabricating on a race truck on a roll cage. I asked him, I was like, Gil, you want to let me try that? And at this point, I'm basically an expert in my brain. I'd done it a million times up here, just never delivered. And so I just fell in love with it. And so I would do work for them in exchange to use their scrap and their machines. And then I would sell this stuff on, at the time it was Trading Post, not Facebook Marketplace, for $10, $15, $20. Here, I'll give you $10 if you'll take it and just say you like it. And was able to save up enough money for a plasma cutter. And so the plasma cutting stuff, this grand design, it's weird how, and I'm sure you could probably relate to this, but it's weird how you start something and it just starts planting seeds in other areas. And so when I got my plasma cutter, I worked for the tow yard. And so I would bring home car parts after crashes and stuff, and I would just cut it up because that's all I had was a plasma cutter.
Right.
Well, I would cut up welders, anything that was metal that I can put on my tow truck at the end of the day to take it home. I was cutting it up, and it just kind of evolved into what it is now.
Well, now you're taking pieces and making them into just unbelievable art. And I think there's always the knee-jerk reaction from some people, which you're probably used to at this point, of how could you do that? Or how could you do this?
Yeah.
Right? And maybe at some point in my life, I might have been one of those people, but we were just talking earlier, I'm willing to consider doing that to one of my cars because I see the beautiful art and not just we're ruining something, we're making something better.
And there's only one in the world.
Right. You cannot duplicate it.
You can never duplicate it. And so I think with cars, I think we forget that there really is a lot of cars in the world.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
a lot of the rare ones aren't really they're rare, but they're not that rare in a sense, And so I do try to be mindful of that. Maybe, but my first one I ever did, I didn't even realize it was that rare. It was an Apache pickup. But it was inch thick Bondo. I spent all day burning.
You didn't wreck anything.
No, and it was it was eaten up by rust, and it had no motor, no trans, not even a VIN on it. So, and I bought it, basically traded a ticket to Mexico for it from a lady in the area that I worked for the fire department. And so basically got off shift, picked it up and took it home, and then just started tearing it up because it's kind of a trial and error thing because there's a lot involved in it. There's a lot of things inside the car and everything catches on fire. Everything does. So you have to literally strip this thing completely down. Now, I have done some that are just sat in the yard. You know, they like were entrances for businesses and stuff, and like the windows didn't roll all the way down and you couldn't clean anything out. And so everything was on fire. So you just got to run a water hose.
Run the hose, flood it out.
Flood it out. It'll eventually go out. Eventually it'll run out of oxygen or something. I don't know. But
we've got something in common. That's how I usually start every project is what's going to start on fire? Before I start,
time.
how do we try to prevent this?
Yeah, and then the fumes, of course, like every single thing. Like the older cars are filled with so much, like contaminants and like and so like I'm just like have to be really careful with what I'm cutting to and how I'm cutting ventilation. There's so much. Do
you wear ventilation or respirators?
Yeah, I do as best as I possibly can, but also we're in Texas and sometimes it's 100 and a million degrees outside, and so you can't always wear it all, but I do my best.
Well, that's pretty awesome. I think can we show images? Do we have that technology? Okay. So do you want to talk about the hood or like what's the car you just did?
The Chevy, the Philistine. It's a Chevy Style Master.
Style Master.
Yeah, I did that one. I actually did that one. Was it last year? Beginning of last year? I think it was beginning of last year. But I sold the truck. So the truck's at a photography studio now. So I bought my next victim. But which is kind of
Can we talk
crazy.
about that?
Yeah, we can talk about it. So I bought a 72 Mach 1 Mustang. I think I called you when I was like one day and I was like, hey, I'm looking for a Mustang. Keep your girl updated.
Yeah.
And I finally found one. But I have to go through like other people to buy them too because like for some reason the automotive industry, classic car industry, they all will not sell to me, so I have to get like a friend of a friend to like.
We just got to get you a ticket up to Rusty Acres or Hubcap Hills.
Oh my God!
Walk around.
I know.
So she has the gumption, which is awesome, and the creativeness to cut up these cars. Like we were just talking, most people would be like, how dare you do that? But
all the time.
Like that truck, it wasn't going to be saved unless you're going to do a rotisserie or off the frame restoration, which is very rare. She turned it into a one-off art piece. She did the same with the Style Master. Now you've got a Mustang you're going to do this
to. The Style Master runs and drives, though,
which is cool, actually.
Yeah, the guy that bought it or the client that commissioned me to cut it, he actually is a paint and body guy. Like, he does collision and stuff.
Oh, that's cool,
and so they put a work in it. I don't know. Am I allowed to say?
Yeah.
He'll
do a doop.
Yeah, they put a ton of work into it, and so it's bagged. It's got like beautiful interior. They're finishing the interior. They were trying to get the interior done to get it here, but it just didn't work out.
Well, see, and that just goes to show that people see that as we're bettering this vehicle.
Yeah.
Right. It's a one-off. It's an art piece, and when you cut like the roof, for example, I noticed this. I don't think I ever told you this. But you only cut the outer skin, you don't cut the inner skin.
No.
So if someone wants to keep it rainproof or actually put an interior in it, they can do that.
Yep.
And they can keep it relatively rain-free or moisture-free, but still have that artistic look and all that stuff.
Well, and I was mainly did that because I was just kind of experimenting with the unibody cars. Because right now I'm cutting everything that has it's a body that sits on a frame. And so how flexible is the unibody car going to be if I cut it up versus it being on a frame? So the Mustang is a great example of that because it's not sitting on a frame, it's a unibody car.
Right.
And so this one's going to be a good test run of how the unibody is going to work and if I'm going to have to extra brace it or whatever. But I don't plan on going fast. It's a cheese grater, so it's going to catch the air. It's not going to like, but I do want to do like nasty burnouts and like just roll out of the lace on the side. I think that would just be so cool.
I know a guy that knows how to do burnouts.
I can do burnouts too,
So let's talk. You did a thing, a big thing, a huge thing with Harley Davidson.
Yep.
This year.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been seeing some photographs on the Installator and the face space and all that stuff. And you used, I think you actually used some Vice Grip Garage.
I did Poppy's Patina.
Yeah.
That's what went on the paint because I hand painted it, and so I used that for cool stuff.
It looks beautiful. The artwork on it. So you took is it a 23 or 22?
It was a 2023 Road Glide Special.
And you made it look like it was I don't know,
All right.
late 80s, hot, like sunburn, Nevada, old bike.
Yep.
And it looks beautiful.
Thank you.
And it's been, how many shows has that been in now?
Well, I went on tour with Harley for a while, sat at the museum, did the 120th and all of that stuff. I was going to take it to Mama Tried. Not going to be able to make it. Got to be in Pennsylvania beforehand, so it just isn't going to work out. But it was on tour all year last year. I didn't get it back until towards the end of the year.
It's incredible. I got nervous for you. You were sharing some pictures with it.
Like, I almost trashed the motor.
It was
oh my God,
the
it was
frame.
terrible.
It was so stripped. I'm like, Rae, what are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. That's the best part. Is like I never know what I'm doing, and every single thing that I do, I've never done before. And so like I've never built a motorcycle. Like I'm an enthusiast, and so when Harley called and they were like, "Hey, you want to build, for Born Free?" and I'm like, "Did you call the right person?" Because
Hellcat.
I was like, "Did you call the right person?" Because I don't dive into this kind of stuff. And I'd only really dealt with twin cams versus the M8, which almost trashing the motor. So if you go and watch that on my Instagram, I sandblasted the motor because it was every motor after the twin cam is now black. And so I was trying to bring back the raw blonde motor and filled it with sand. It only had like 5 miles on it, but the cool thing is I never started it. So all you got to do is full motor rebuild at that point. And so basically stripped it all down, learned a lot about the motor, how actually similar the Evo motor is to the M8. Learned a lot about motorcycles, and then put it back together and just hoped it start and ran like it was supposed to, and it did really well. I still need to tune. I still gotta tune it.
I think at this point, needing a tune is probably the least of your worries. It's a beautiful bike. It's together. It runs. It drives. It draws crowds. I mean, everyone's just thoroughly impressed with the thing, and it shows what
Chopper's
you can do.
next. I'm gonna do a chopper.
You gonna do a chopper?
Oh hell yeah! I want to so if you go look at the bike, I cut the fenders and the I hand cut the logo and the FXR style side covers and all of that kind of stuff. I want to do a chopper to where you can see completely through the tank, but where's the gas? And so probably put it in the frame or do something really cool with it. That's my next thing.
Relocate the battery maybe and put a fuel tank in the A-frame.
But I got a Mustang to build first. I gotta build that first. I have so many ideas, so many projects, and
Well, I mean, that's what's cool is you're evolving, you're always growing, cutting, making art, and it's fun to watch. And speaking of being busy, you've got a second book out coming, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about these. What's your first book? What's your second book? What are they about? Where can we get them?
So the first, you can get them anywhere, Walmart, Target, Amazon, you name it, anywhere you just Google When I Grow Up. And
where you buy the books?
Where you buy books is where it's at. Barnes & Noble, you name it. The first book I wrote was a children's book. It's about a little girl that wants to be a welder when she grows up. Which I do a lot of keynote speaking for schools. I tour the country and talk to kids about the trades and getting kids into welding and automotive and just this industry, because this is I hate to say it, but it's a dying industry. But if we want it to continue to live, it has to live through them. And so I'm doing everything I can to try to show even the girls too that are coming up that realistically you can be a 5'2", 110-pound female and still push all this stuff around and still start new. Because I started welding and I started doing all this 9 years ago, professionally 4 or 5 years ago, full time. So if I can do it, then anybody can do it. And so the book was it was important. It's something that we needed, and my son was all over it. My kids were all over it. And so they really helped write it and illustrate it and all of that kind of stuff. But my second book It's called, it's a poetry memoir, and it's called The Intrusive Thoughts of an Influencer. And it basically kind of just takes a stamp on the mental health industry. And it, like, a lot of people think that they see my life on Instagram, or they see us out there and they think everything's peaches and cream, but realistically it's hard work to be here. It's a lot of sacrifice. And if you come from a background of trauma, a lot of that kind of stuff comes to the surface. So you have to figure out a way to work those things out. Otherwise, you know, it takes a hold of you and you can't come back. And so the book is about the real thoughts that we have every single day and how we are all similar in that. So that way you're not alone, you know, in a sense.
Very cool. I think that's something a lot of people could connect to, because not everybody has that merry upbringing or that perfect life. And if they can figure out a way to, like, a vessel to kind of help them get through it and forge a way forward, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you're kind of a stunt rider, also on motorcycles. Your son is too.
Yeah, he does too.
I was looking at your Insta letter, and I think I saw him doing some wheelies. He's almost scraping fenders.
Yeah, he just started on the Harley. He's not wheeling a Harley yet because he's still so scared.
Harley's just tough.
Yeah, he's on the old Sportster, but he's learning to drift. He wants to he's diving right into it.
So you do no hands, you could do a double leg stand up, you can do a fender tap. I mean, you're also doing a lot of stunt stuff as well.
Yeah, actually how we met was Roadkill. I was stunt riding the Sportster for Roadkill Nights, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to stunt down the drag strip. So, and then I got my bike stuck because all my friends were like, make sure you do a burnout when you're done. And I was like, cool, I'll do it. And then I got it stuck, and then it was pretty awesome, but it was pretty awesome.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, I know. I did it. I gave in, and then look at all y'all made me get stuck, but it's okay.
Well, that's cool. It's man, I love bikes. I've been on bikes since I think I rode a motorcycle before I rode a bicycle, actually. A Honda 50 with training wheels. Remember the old Honda 50s with the banana bars?
Yep.
That was my first bike, but man, as you get older,
it hurts when you fall.
Well, I just
crash now a lot more. Tuck and roll.
My kids make so much fun of me, and I'm gonna tell you guys this because we're friends. Right? I was teaching my son how to do a single and a double, and whoops, tabletop. We got a track on our property, so I was trying to show off, and I was a little bit deep in the wall pops. So I was like, I'm gonna double over him and show off a little bit. Well, I whiskey throttled it, and I ended up in the trees. I overshot it by probably 40 feet. I mean, it was pretty extensive. Busted some ribs, dislocated my fingers, all sorts of stuff.
Oh, you crashed?
Oh, crashed.
Oh, dang.
Got my shirt off, bent the bars, forks, frame, everything. Yeah. But the thing that I'm most proud of, other than a pretty radical wreck, is I got up, fired the bike up again, and I told my son, what do you do when you wreck? And he's like, I don't know, call for help. And I was like, oh. Nope.
That was good,
That's
though.
logical. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But you get on the horse and you ride again.
Yeah.
So we did another 20, 30 laps, and I did this just shredded with a broken bike because I just wanted to show him you don't give up, you don't give in.
Yeah.
You got to get up. And it doesn't matter if it's motorcycles or accounting or a tire store or welding or small business or big business. It's like you get knocked down, you just have to get up and just think about it differently and just try harder.
I just started riding motorcycles 4 or 5 years ago. Hardcore riding.
Which is crazy.
And so I actually crashed the first couple of months I had this Sportster. Now I have a vast collection of Harleys, but at the time I just bought my Sportster. And I was feeling froggy. I left the gym, and I was in a sports bra and leggings, with my backpack and my helmet. And I was thinking I was just the shit, on this Sportster, Karma and the universe humbled my ass real quick. Basically, I was just cruising down Greg Street. Thank God nobody knew it was me, but I crashed in front of Taco Bell. It was either I had forward controls on it, so I couldn't reach the back brake or the front, brake.
Yeah.
So I had to mash the front brake, almost a trailer, like a tractor trailer, were pulled out in front of me. It was either hit the back of the tractor trailer or mashed the brakes.
Lay it down.
So I mashed the brakes in front of Taco Bell, and everybody at Taco Bell watched me crash my motorcycle.
Shout out for Taco Bell.
Shout out.
Cheesy Gordita Crunch. Awesome.
We love your tacos. So I picked it up real quickly. Like, I don't know how I picked it up. Like, adrenaline, it was just killing, I guess. And
Yeah, the bike's like 4 times your weight.
yeah, I picked it up and I walked it across the street into the Taco Bell parking lot. And all of a sudden, I like looked down and I was like making sure I wasn't broken. And I was like, all right, there's like blood on my leg, but I'm okay. My handlebars are bent in. Like, I crashed pretty hard. And this little Southern family and their little Suburban pulls up, and this woman goes, "Oh my God, are you okay? You just took a big table topple back there." And I was like, "Yes, ma'am, I'm good." And she's like, "Do I need to call an ambulance?" And I was like, "No, I'm gonna ride this home, because if I don't ride it home, I'm never gonna ride it again."
There you go.
And
Exactly.
then within 2 more months, I think I was standing on it.
Wow.
Yeah, like within a couple of months after that, I was standing on it, only because I was so terrified of it. And so just one day, we were back in these like back roads, country roads, just out riding. We actually, we don't have lakes or, things to swim in. And so in the summer, you swim in containments of fresh water for the oil field. Probably not good, but we definitely didn't illegally break into one and swim in the freshwater containment, and they were just back there. Yeah, allegedly. And then we just like stunt right over there, and that was like the first time I ever did it, and I like lost my mind.
That's pretty wild. I mean, so you've been riding for only like, I didn't know that. This is something I'm learning. So a handful of years, and you're already standing on seats, no hands, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It takes me a lot of wobble pops.
Yeah.
At that point. Where
Really?
I'm like, oh, yeah, because I don't run with shocks on the bars or anything like that. So it's like, you got to really have a set of nerve, or you have a
no cares in the world.
Well, or I was going to say self-confidence. Like,
Yeah.
I can do this. I know how to do it. I've done it. I can do it. Things of that. And speaking of which, you mentioned earlier, you're, I think you claimed 5'2", but you're probably 5'1". No offense. 110. So you've been a tow truck driver, which is a
5 years.
physically demanding, very demanding job, because I haul junk pretty much every day of my life. And then you did firefighting, which I've dabbled in as well. Not easy. You've got 60 pounds in your back. You've got a full suit. You got an oxygen mask. Not even talking about the hose, which is a tremendous amount of weight. And I think that goes volumes to speak about your just passion to succeed and move forward and drive. And it's not about...
It was never about success, though. Like, I never thought I would be the person that drove a tow truck or firefighting or any of the things that I was doing. I think, like, I've always been a single mom. And now my kids are 20 and 15 now, so, like, they're grown. But, like, at the time in my life, like, I had my daughter so young that, like, I just was trying to get to the next, like, step. Like, the next thing to pay our bills, the next thing that's going to, like, do better for us, the next thing with insurance, because my daughter has a lot of health problems. And so, like, that was all it was for me. And so when the tow truck came by like complete accident. Like, I was a waitress at the local diner, and I was constantly working doubles, and I was falling behind on all my bills. And one of my customers came in, and he was regular, and he drove a tow truck and a big old Peterbilt. And I'm like, he was complaining about work and how they can't find anybody to do it. And I was
pulling around 100-pound chains and hooking up cars, and
it's fun.
It's a lot of work.
If it was not a 24-hour a day, 7-day a week job, and I didn't have to answer dispatch at 2:30 in the morning, I'd probably still be doing it, because it was just fun.
Oh, good for you.
It's fun.
I know how tough that is, because we have the same, skid back kind of tow truck deal just for cars that we haul. And I know when it's cold or muddy or raining and you're going out hooking up cars.
The first day it snowed that I didn't work as a record driver, I was like, this is nice. I don't have to go anywhere. Like, I just can sit right here and enjoy the snow with my family, because, like, You work your ass off as a tow truck driver. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I've worked some crashes that would literally change your life. I think that's kind of why I rolled over into the fire service, was because I worked this crash that like really changed my life, and I really wanted to be on the other side. And I had already tried for the fire department when I was like 18, but life choices got in the way of that, you know, so don't make those life choices. And if you know my backstory, you'll know what I'm talking about. But so I just I wanted to do something else. I felt like I had a higher calling or a higher purpose. And then I was doing the firefighting for like 3 years, and then my life took a whole different way. Like, I was doing art on my days off at the department, and when there was a guy in the service, I call him my pops. He's like a dad to me. He's also my size, and so he helped a lot in the fire service as far as maneuvering these things and using my body as leverage, and you know, helped me a lot with navigating through the fire service. And when I first got into it, he was like, one day you're going to have to choose. And I was like, I'm not going to have to choose. Like, I'm going to be able to do both. It makes sense. And then Netflix called and they're like, psych, you're out of here. Yeah. So, and then I left, and it's just been doing this ever since.
Okay, Rae.
Okay.
Dorman mystery box.
Got it.
Pretend this is like, you know, jazz it up a little bit.
Got it.
Okay?
Got it.
So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put a part in here. You're going to just feel it. You can't see it. You could touch it. You can squeeze it. You can crunch it. You can shake it. You can't bite it or smell it because, you know, cardboard.
Right.
But you have to try to guess what this thing is. You get one guess only. I might even give you a countdown. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure yet. It's getting kind of cold in here, so we might try to wrap it up.
Did we talk about this earlier, that I said I learned everything I know on YouTube and I know nothing?
Right.
Okay, so this is going to be...
We talked about phone a friend briefly or potentially Google, but in the sake of time, you're out of luck. I'm going to tell you what, today I've got nothing right.
Okay.
I said evap solenoid. It was like a door lock or something.
Okay.
It wasn't even remotely close.
Oh, okay. So we're winning. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And you're more of a bike gal anyway. So
okay.
You just wing it, see what happens. And plus side is you get to do this back to me as well.
Oh,
We're
really?
Doing two? We're doing 2. You get 2, I get 2. We'll go 1, 1, 1.
Okay. Also, this is Cheetos covered in sweet stuff. It's not from Texas. I don't care what he says.
Christmas crack. Super good.
It's literally the end of January.
It's still good.
I was wondering why it was a little stale.
Rae, I read this part number and the description. You're in trouble.
Oh, I already know.
I
was in trouble with the box, and it's empty, you know?
But you can't reach around the box. You got T-Rex arms, but that's all right.
Okay.
We'll make it work.
I'm ready. Do I get a prize? Sour Skittles?
I might have like a $5 gift card to a Reilly.
Well, that would have taken care of the power steering fluid that I just put in my truck, so thanks for that.
This, why is it hermetically sealed? That's a clue. It's sealed. What?
I'm not looking.
What in the?
Oh, God, this is not even going to be good. This is literally everything in my life. What is that? What does that go to? What does it do? Did you just taste it?
It's not good.
Oh, God, okay. I'm allowed to touch it, though?
The end is wet, but yes.
The end is wet?
I just like the... Right? Yeah, good luck.
It's like some sort of solenoid. Is it like a cylind something? It doesn't even say it on the box, does it? Is it wet, or is that...
That's my tongue. That's not normal. Yeah, sorry about that.
It's... Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to look at it. Okay. Okay, am I allowed to look at it now?
No, you can't yet.
Oh.
Did you cheat?
All right, it feels like that's a plug somewhat, and then this is like a solenoid of some sort.
I don't know what this means.
I literally don't even know what it is.
I might have to give it to you. Is your guess a solenoid?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's about as close as I got. Can I take it out of the box?
You can look at it.
Oh.
The description, right? You're right. So the description is an MDS solenoid.
Ah! I was right, close, right?
But what does it do? I don't know.
But I was right.
You were correct.
Sort of right. Like,
Yes.
damn.
This return this, because I'll never use that in my life.
what does it go on?
I have no idea.
Can we Google it?
I have no idea. But with order rewards, you can just scan it with your phone and boom, return.
Look, and then lady hack, the grease, you just rub it in your hands, and then now you have lotion.
Okay.
Okay.
With that other thing.
Oh, he's already seen this.
I haven't seen it. I have no idea what it is.
Scan tool required. Ooh. Oh, I know what this is. Okay.
What? Turn this so I can't see it.
Can I take it out of the plastic?
Yeah, you got to take it out of the plastic so I can
Why
feel
don't you
it.
get the easy one? I don't know. I got it right. So.
I get the easy one.
I got it right, so it's okay. Okay, you ready? Don't
Yeah.
look.
I'm not. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, it's in there.
It's very light.
Oh my God. I would be very surprised if you did
Where
get
did you
this
put
right.
it?
It's on there. Yes. There you go.
Like it? I'm using the wrong it. What in the?
He might not know what this is because he drives hoopties. You know.
It's got a button.
Push
Is that a
it.
button?
Push it. See what it does. It's to nothing in here.
That's a hint. What does that mean? Battery charger.
No.
Okay, so it's
Do we have a time frame? 5,
radio delete.
4,
You can't do that to
3.
me. Radio.
No.
HVAC.
But technically, those things
Let me bite it. Can I bite it with my eyes closed?
bite it. Why does he want to stick things in his mouth? Is that like a
Key
boy
fob.
thing? Oh my God.
Key fob.
Yes, it's a key fob. It's a key fob.
That's a Dodge key fob. Boom.
Yeah, you see in the box? You're not supposed to consume it.
Oh, I
This
just
is
did.
not, it says not for human consumption. Yep.
Wait, do these just unlock random cars? How does that work?
They don't. I think it's just a replacement. Wait, was that the easy? That was the easy?
Here.
Well, there's 2 levels?
You choose which one you want to do.
Oh, God.
Wait, well, you can see one, so that's not very fair. So that's the one you're doing. Okay,
I'm not looking.
all right. There you go.
Okay.
Heftier, bigger. I left it in the plastic.
Did you give me a bracelet?
It's a big bracelet. It's a leg bracelet.
I can't tell what it is if it's still in the plastic.
I'll give you a hint.
That's what she said. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know what that's in reference to. Okay.
So don't take it out of the plastic because it could be
Greasy?
slimy, greasy.
Okay, so I feel teeth in there, in the inside. I don't know. Is it a bearing of some sort, or a pulley of some sort, or it attaches to a pulley, or can't pull it out?
We might have a problem on this one because I don't have a box.
Oh, there's other pieces to it. This doesn't count. There's other pieces to it.
There is. Ready? Here's the other piece to it.
Oh.
You gotta grab it. There you go. That's the key.
This tells me nothing.
That's how you figure it out. What do you mean? That's like I gave you the answer. Will you just look at it?
Questions or problems with this product, let us know. Call. This will give me all the answers. He did give me all the answers.
Okay, best guess. You're looking at it. What's the best guess?
It doesn't say anything. It just has the brand. I don't know. I feel like it's a pulley of some sort or some sort of bearing system.
Pulling Berry is pretty close. It's a 4-wheel drive locking hub actuator and solenoid repair kit. part number 600-305.
Somebody could have told me that this was a diamond and I was holding the most rare thing in the world and I would have never even known. Know nothing about that.
Chad, you're further grounded.
It sits inside?
We need to have a top.
Where does it sit? Inside?
It would be, so this would bolt to the axle flange, and then you'd have like your hub.
And then it goes hub. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So
Oh, I would have never guessed that.
I knew it was axle-ish. Smell it. You know the smell.
Yeah. I hate that smell.
It's like CV axle, like, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That was like the worst smell on the planet whenever I drove a tow truck. Now it's all in my hands. It's gonna ruin my Jack in the Box. Okay. He knows what this is.
I don't.
Look, I just want to know.
This is not Howard Stern.
listen.
I don't know what it is.
Whatever this is, I just want to know, does it fit on a 2002 Chevy? Because I could probably use it. It's more than just the hydro boost that needs to be replaced.
Well, you got a 3/4 ton.
It's just a gas, like a 2500.
Yeah, 3/4 ton. Yeah, hydro boost. That's a good
Yep.
truck.
It is. It runs like a scolded ape.
Scolded ape.
Yep, until I pull into a Family Dollar.
That's way better than a coyote. I usually say scolded coyote.
But your part's in there. You're seeing it.
It's already in?
Yeah, it's in there.
Okay. What? What? Is this a swim mask?
No.
I don't understand. It's like,
Well,
this is.
lucky for you, I'm going to give you the answers.
Oh, it's vacuum related. Okay. Good.
Did you say vacuum related?
Yeah. It's got a vacuum up to it.
I don't think that it's vacuum related.
Am I reading in the wrong language?
For sure.
Okay. So it's brake related.
Nope.
It's intake manifold related.
No.
It's exhaust related.
No. Something. I don't.
Give me a clue. This is not. Look at it. I mean, come on. Help me.
I mean, what do I put my makeup? You put your makeup on. I mean, you don't wear makeup, but like you have to look at yourself.
Mirror. Mirror motor.
Yes. Ding 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 ding.
Oh, we'd kill charades. Is that really what it? Oh,
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
a mirror control motor. That's why I was curious if it was a 2002, because you know my left side is bit out, bro.
She's a little lazy.
Yeah.
I didn't do this. That would have killed it if I would have actually.
Well, if I would have done that, I would have thought I broke it.
Idiot.
Yep.
All right.
You
Well,
nailed
thanks to
it.
Dorman for all the weird random parts once again. I've never held one of these, and I don't think she's held any of this stuff
Honestly, I'm really surprised that I got this Illinois thing correct.
either. You did pretty good,
I'm
actually.
really surprised I even got that one correct.
They have all this crazy stuff in stock at most places or on the Dorman help wall. We appreciate them a bunch. All right, most important thing ever in the history of worlds. Where's Rae Ripple headed? What's next? What are you doing? What's on the agenda? Where can we find you next? Like, what's your 2024 looking like? It's early in the year, but
Well,
what are you up to?
this is the first time I've been able to talk about this, so I can finally talk about it. But I do have a film coming out, and
Okay.
it's called Ripple, and it's basically kind of touching the subject of, you know, the next book that's coming out, The Intrusive Thoughts of an Influencer. This kind of also shows the actual life of what it is to be somebody that's healing, coming out of trauma, but also doing and taking on all the things that I take on. So
Very cool.
you got to do the work if you want to go somewhere. And this kind of basically shows the work, but also the things that I'm doing to stay on top of things, you know, in a sense. So
It's very cool.
yeah, I'm super excited
So
about it.
it's be something good for entrepreneurs or someone that wants to be independent or just do their thing. They can kind of
Yeah.
follow along and watch this. And
Yeah, I met this amazing production company whenever I was shooting a commercial for Northern Tool, and before I knew it, they shipped $500,000 worth of equipment to my house, and they were filming me everywhere I went. And so it's a pretty powerful film, very heavy. So if you watch it, it's very heavy. But we just made it into an Academy qualifying festival, which I'm pretty excited about. So it's an officially like.
It's very cool.
It could qualify for an Academy film or an Academy Award, which I'm pretty excited about. So there's a lot of things with that. And then, of course, the Mustang build, and then art is always coming out.
Well, what are your handles? How can we follow you? You got a lot going on here. How do we keep in touch with you?
Just my name. You literally can Google Rae Ripple with the E and find me anywhere.
Boom.
Yeah, Rae Ripple with the E.
Website, Instagrams, Facebook.
Everything's the same.
You're starting a YouTube, hopefully.
Yes.
Pretty soon.
Yes, I need to find a film crew to help with that, and like somebody to edit, because I don't really have time to do any of the editing stuff. But so if you want me to start a YouTube channel, send me your people so that way I can start interviewing them and, you know, all of the things.
There you go. Appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time out of your
course.
super busy schedule. You got so many irons in the fire. I appreciate your time. It's always fun to sit down with you. Check out Rae Ripple on the Insta letters, the Facebooks, the interwebs, wherever you can find her. Appreciate you so much. Thanks for watching In the Aisles, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts, and we'll see you very soon.
Huh.